So, like I said, we're just going to talk a little bit macro level about the industry, and then also maybe try to see if we can zoom in a little bit of how it's affecting us, or how we can see it play out, or how we see it in general in different parts of the state. But I guess maybe before we get into anything, could you explain what grocery wholesale is, and retail distribution, and then potentially also what they are not, just so we get like a good foundation?
Yeah, I guess let's start with wholesale, grocery wholesale. So, uh, grocery wholesale is pretty much a distribution center or a facility that distributes various products, grocery products, to retail locations in short quantities. The reason that they exist is because you have manufacturers on one end that make the product in bulk. They sell it to the wholesaler in truckloads or pallets worth, and then the wholesaler is able to pass those savings in smaller quantities to a retail location. And that's really the purpose of it. There's several iterations of what a wholesaler is. Most typical are wholesalers who have no influence on the retail side other than the pricing they're passing over on the price of goods. But there's also wholesalers who are owned by the retail chains who have their own not only opportunities of purchasing, but also have the retail side to pass on that to the consumer directly. The retail, say the second one again.
Retail distributing.
Yeah, retail distributing. So I guess that's kind of where we fall a little bit more in line, since we are, or we exist capital distributing due to the retail opportunities that we have from our I guess mother company, if you would, for better words. And we own our own chain of convenience stores, and because of them, we exist, and we are able to uh, participate in a lot of programs where we procure products at certain volumes and pass the savings of those products and savings to either our own retail locations or independent accounts that we service along the way. So I'm not sure that, hoping that that explained to you the difference between them, but in essence, is a grocery wholesale is a warehouse distribution center.
Okay. Okay. And so I guess in terms of when you're explaining the type of industry that you're in, or capital distributing is in, what are some, I guess, misconceptions that people have?
Well, I would say from a opportunity or career base, uh, when we talk about manufacturing and distribution, the misconception is that we're still that very old, dark environment where people come in and you work for 10 hours and you don't see the light of day until you get out, and you put in such hard work for very little money, and everything is pushing boxes and moving boxes and loading trucks. Don't take me wrong. I think the physical part is still there in many aspects. I think moving a box from a truck that just delivered it to us and getting that box into a different truck that's taking it to a retail location, there's still the human element out, and I think that will always exist. However, distribution and in a wholesale world like ours has come a very long way. I think it's probably one of the areas where technology has really driven the growth and the future of what this may be at one day. Especially for ourselves, we are considered, or we like to consider ourselves a technology-based company.
Sure.
Although we do move boxes around our facility, everything that we do, how we communicate, how we translate UPCs from one place to another is technology driven. We have several different types of software that overlap each other. They get the boxes from point A to point B, and also how that is influenced by the decisions of our workers. Either it's a receiver, or it's a person that's loading behind the truck, or it's someone that was picking a product. Most of our devices, well, let me go back. most of our employees that start at an entry level have a training period of probably half a day by the time that they become very familiar with the software. And that's just because how the world is today, where they're very techie savvy. And most employees that we hire have some background, either because they use an Android phone or they use an iPhone. And software is that way now. So I would say biggest misconception is assume that this is a dirty job that only your uncle, your dad, or somebody in the past did, and there's something that you don't need in your future. But I think as it's evolved in time, there's a lot of wonderful careers that can be had in food distribution, in manufacturing as an overall, and we're a whole different world now than it was at your grandpa's age, or when you think about manufacturing of a coal miner back in the day, and those black and white videos that we used to see in school. I'm excited to show, in the future, future applicants what this is and what this facility can bring for them.